Hi everyone, this is Liz with 143 Handmade, and I am back to do part 2 of this journal and hopefully just wrap it up. I'm going to do a little bit of decorating off camera probably, but I'll finish the construction. So I'm going to use this hemp cord to bind it. I'm going to go with this burgundy color because I thought it would match without standing out. You know, it would stand out but match all at the same time. So I'm measuring out a length of 3 times the height. It's getting all tangled around my card here. Let me do that one more time. Come on, my sweets. Yes, I know. She really likes to help. Is it 1, 2? Oh, I got a knot. This is what happens when you try and rush, you know. I'm just finished walking my dogs. And now I'm waiting on my daughter to walk hers. And then we're going to go, she's going to drive me to town. I live quite a ways away from town. The closest town is actually just a small, yeah, it's small, it's Muskogee. And it's about a 40-minute drive, so, you know, it takes a minute. And that's the closest little town. Well, closest big town. Closest smallest town is Warner, but it doesn't have near this many options. No Walmart, you know, that kind of stuff. But so I'm trying to get this done super quick before we head out the door. So now that I've measured 1, I'm going to just grab it and measure out my second piece that I need. And that way I can just put this back in the drawer and close that up so I don't forget and the cats don't get in there. So how we're gonna do this is I have these clamps. I'll move that out of the way and that. Okay. So I don't know if you guys remember or not, or if you haven't seen episode 1, I left the pages tall because I left this tall, and so I thought that would be interesting. And then if I end up not liking it after it's all said and done, I can always cut that shorter. So if you're wondering why it looks, you know, why my pages extend past the hardcover, that's why. And so I'm gonna open this so I have the middle page. Oh, most of my dogs are outside, but I have one older dog inside, and she's kind of mad at not being outside, but she can't be outside without supervision, so she's just gonna have to bark. So what I'm doing is getting it lined up. Kind of push this down and get this, you know, just, I don't worry about measuring it per se, but I do, you know, I have a pretty good sense of evenness, not necessarily straightness, but evenness. And then I'm gonna go ahead and open this up and stick a clamp on there. Oh, I didn't quite get everything. Okay. This part can be a little tricky, you know, finagling everything, getting everything clamped down where you want it, you know, but it's worth it. It is worth taking the time to clamp it. I have done a fair number of journals now, or books, and it just turns out so much better when you clamp it. Okay, so I'm checking the other side, make sure it's still even to this seam. Okay, and it is. Now at this point you could take any, you know, sharp object that you wanted. Okay, I'm not liking how that's lined up. It's more lined up now. You know, and just finagle it until you're happy. That's basically the moral of the story here. Is just finagle that until you are happy with it. And because my pages are kind of short over here, I'm gonna go ahead and grab one of these and maybe get that one off of there. Lay that down and see that, because it has that flip out bit, so it'll grab that shorter page. Yep, I am still even. Okay, now at this point you can grab any sharp object that you want to do your poking with. Just make sure you have something soft underneath there, or you're doing it on a like cutting mat like this that won't get damaged. That's how I made a bunch of journals when I was first getting started, before I got this crocodile. And then when I sold my first couple journals, this is what I bought. Because that poking with my hand was just, it was just not working for me. So, I don't bother to measure. I just make sure I'm getting in the center, because I'm punching them all together. So, like, you kind of can't mess it up. And the only reason why it's that difficult is because this is a very strong cover. This would take me forever to do by hand. I probably would not be using this cover if I had to do it by hand, because it is that strong. Either that, or I would have got out the drill. Which, yes, I do use a drill on paper semi-often, and that will be another video coming up. Let's see, now I have my 3 holes. I'm gonna grab my string, and where's my needles? Here's my needles. Yeah, I'm also going to be making a needle book soon to sit on my desk. So let me turn on another light. It's right here. And there we go. Okay, my daughter's coming inside. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Got that threaded in there. And then the 3-hole pamphlet stitch is, you know, it depends on where you want your strings to be. I want my strings to be on the inside, so I'm starting from the inside, coming out, and then coming back in. Because she came in, everybody else wants in. Jen, would you mind letting them in, please? Thank you. Okay. And then down through the bottom. And then back up right here. And sometimes it gets a little, you know, you gotta flip it and turn it and, you know, do whatever. In this case, I'm gonna go ahead and just pull it through here and then put it through my papers. Sometimes that works better. There we go. Okay, and then pull taut, but you don't want to rip anything. Now, see, this is through the hardback book, so I'm not worried about ripping anything. But you can rip your pages if you're not careful. So, go ahead and take off the clamps, so that way it's, you know. Okay, and I do have a lot of extra, so I'm going to go ahead and pull this one a little shorter. And that way I have a longer piece left over. Taut, but not too tight, and then just tie a knot. You gotta make sure you're tying your knot over the middle string. And there we go. Now, a lot of times I will go ahead and do a triple knot when I'm using thread, but when I'm using the hemp, I never do, because the hemp is so thick anyways, you know. So I'm just gonna pull my stringy off, stick my needle over there to get it out of the way. And there we go. I have a signature in. And you can see it's pretty straight along there. Maybe not perfect, but pretty straight. I'm not sure what they're upset about, but my daughter can check it out. So, I'm going to go ahead and do the second signature real quick. If they let me. Let's see, and I'm actually going to flip this fold the other way. So that way, if this, you end up coloring, whoever gets this decides they want to color this, it's on that nice solid piece instead of being on its own fold, you know, like I talked about before. When I place my coloring book pages, I do try and consider that they will be colored. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and line this up on the bottom. And put one of these clips pretty close to the edge there. Oh, that shifted quite a bit. Okay, make sure it's straight. Yep. There we go. And then we'll grab this clip. Put this clip up here. hold that guy in place. And maybe just one more over here just to help secure everything. Okay, and then again, I'm going to bring in my Crocodile 2. I love this tool. I would highly recommend this as one of the first tools that you invest in. If you're going to be serious about journal making and making a bunch of them, it will save you a lot of sores on your hands from poking the holes. You'll be able to get through a lot more material. But yeah, see, I'm not worried about making sure they're the same. You could, you know, let's see. I'm going to go ahead and feel underneath where that seam is. So that way I can purposefully offset this one quite a bit. So actually here, we'll go ahead and just go pretty much as deep as my Crocodile will let me. And then that way they look purposefully offset and not just wonky. You know? And then flip it around. That's my biggest complaint about the Crocodile, is that it's not tall enough, or you know, the room you have is not quite big enough to do it without turning it around. But, you know, other than that, it's awesome. So here we go. I'll grab my other string and my needle. Back over here into this light. I might be just off camera, sorry. There we go. I needed the closer light. And then again, we just start from the center and go out. And that's just because I want to start from the center. You totally can go up or down. I'm just looking under here, trying to remember to let you guys see everything. There's a kitty jumping into a box. Okay. It looks like this might have shifted a little bit, this paper, during the punching process, but I'm going to go ahead and just try and do it anyways and see how it goes. And see how I've got this hole here. So this is where the other hole is. This one's like an inch further down, so it looks purposeful instead of just, like I said, instead of just weird and off. Let's see, what is that? There we go. There's the tip of my needle. And here we are. Back out and see how both of these threads are on this one side. That's not good. You need to slide one under. I tend to do it with the one on the needle, but it's really not necessary. It really doesn't matter which one you use. I'm going to go ahead and slide my needle off so I don't poke myself. And again, taut, but not ripping. You know, I'll go ahead and pull all my clamps off before I tie off. That way if the papers need to settle a little, they can. And then I'm going to go ahead and tie this. And if you're at all worried about your knot, you can always add just like a dab of some sort of glue. Even like super glue would work here just fine. Okay. And I don't want it hanging down off out of the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that off. And so here we go. We have the finished journal, and that's the basic construction. And if you don't care for this added texture that the punch gives it, yeah, and you have the Crocodile, you can totally put rivets there. Or not rivets, I don't know why I always call them that, eyelets. Where it's the circle, but it's metal. And that would, you know, add another detail, but I kind of like it. It adds a little bit of texture. I also like that this one's just overall bigger, and this one's just overall smaller. You know, I like it. Aesthetically, you know, it looks purposefully messy, which I really like. And so, but yeah, here we go. I'm going to do a quick flip through for you. And I'm going to insert my envelopes, I think, and then we'll call this one done. And it will be listed on eBay shortly. It won't be listed when you see this video, but it'll be out there so soon. Ugh. I'm having a hard time talking today. it will be listed shortly. Let's see, I kind of like that. Yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do. And this already has this is some print your own invitation type thing. So this paper came flat. I folded it. It's this lovely like cream color, and I can't tell you, like, the texture of it is so nice. It's just got a really interesting texture. But, and how I'm gonna do this is I just go ahead and I'm gonna just glue down the whole flap this time. There's a million different ways that you can add envelopes to your journals. This is just one way. And this is just a quick way to boot. Because I'm trying to get out the door. Trying to get stuff done. Multitasking and whatnot. Okay. There we go. I'm sorry my hands are such a mess. Like I said, I was out walking my dogs and cleaning some stuff up. I did wash my hands, but my nails, you know, just I have trouble getting the stuff out from under my nails, even after I wash. It is what it is. Okay, so there we go. And then I'm gonna put this one, this bigger one. Where do we want to add it? I don't want to add it on the fold. That's right, this is where I was going to add it. I thought that looked cool. Because you can see the birds through it. Now, it's a little bit bigger than the page, so now I got to decide if I want to put the extra down or the extra up. I think I'm going to put it down. So, and in this case, I'm going to go ahead and leave the envelope because I'm going to have this bit that I don't want to get glue on. So, wipe off my glue a bit, and I'll just start right here at the point, and I'm just going to glue basically just on the paper, and then I'll just do a quick glue on the edge of the flappy, so that way it anchors it really well. Now I don't know how well this is going to look. I haven't used a lot of these glassine envelopes glued down. I really like them, but I don't, like I said, I haven't had a bunch of them. Okay, so now there's glue, hopefully everywhere I need it. And I'm going to set that page back in place. Yeah. There we go. So I'm really not sure how well this part's going to look. I may end up covering this up, but we'll see after the glue dries. So there we go. No glue spoogies, so that's great. Flip it open. That looks cool. Okay, so thank you so much for joining me for the finish up of this journal. Like I said, I might go ahead and do a little bit more decorating and then do a flip through. But that's the end. That's the you know, basic construction. And I don't know. There's another word there that I'm trying to think of, but I'm not being able to. So I'm gonna go ahead and just fluff this all up. Yeah, see, I like that because it's still, when you look at it with it closed, the paper still seems to be inside, even though when you open it, you can see that it's a little bit above that. And I think most of that you're not even going to be able to tell, like if you're like trying to write up here. You know, there's going to be a little bit of a weird lip, but I think that it's still doable. And I think most of us don't actually write like that close to the top, you know, but we'll see. This is just one experiment. So, and this is sticking out a bit, so I will probably trim back this page and this page. This page, all I'm going to do, because it's already so crumply, just add another little fold to that crumpliness. So that way that texture is still maintained. And then this one, I will grab my ruler, or not, because it's not where it's supposed to be. Okay, well, this ruler is. So, and this is just an edge ripper. You know, that's all it's for, is it's for tearing the edge of things into a pretty, this one's a very soft curve. The other one's a little bit tighter of a curve. But I think that gives an interesting texture while still allowing me to get it shorter. There we go. And yep, that didn't do anything on that side. That illustration is just fine. Yep, and I mean this illustration got a little cut off, but you can still read the poem, so it's fine. Yeah, and see now everything is nicely inside. So thank you so much for joining me, and check out my listings if you're interested. There may not be links below at the moment. I promise I will get better at writing in the descriptions and all that. So thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Oh, and also I will be doing the Trash to Treasure channel, True Junk Journal Challenge, True Trash Junk Journal. I will be doing that next. So stay tuned for that. Thank you so much.